Hey guys, I feel like I had a prompting or a couple of confirmations that I should read Isaiah 2, verse 2 and 3, or maybe to 5, we'll see. But it says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." This is so interesting. So I went to the temple yesterday, and I was in the celestial room, and I always pray, what will that have me? No, Lord. And then I opened my scriptures, and I looked down, and I read these verses. And I thought that was pretty cool, because I was in the temple reading about the temple. So this is so interesting. I think most members, when they read this verse, they think of Salt Lake City, because that temple is surrounded by mountains. Like, it's really high compared to the rest of the world. And there is a temple there, the Salt Lake City temple, which is a pioneer temple. But it says again, "In the last days of the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains." Check, that's done. "And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it." So I looked up when the Olympics are coming to Salt Lake City, and the Winter Olympics are coming to Salt Lake City in 2034. And so that's pretty exciting. So I think that this prophecy can maybe be fulfilled then. But the verse keeps going. It says, "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths." So when it says he will teach us his ways, it makes me think of the covenants we're making at the temple. The 5 temple covenants are the law of obedience, the law of sacrifice, the higher law of Jesus Christ, the law of consecration, and the law of chastity. Did I say that already? But anyways, so there's 5. And it's so interesting. And it says, "And we will walk in his paths." So when we covenant those 5 things, we are truly walking in his paths, because we're walking the higher way. We're not doing what we want, we're doing what the Lord wants us to do. And it says, "For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." So that's just really interesting. So I don't know if the Lord just wants us to be saying, oh, this prophecy will come to pass soon. But it could be just wanting me to say, if you have not been to the temple and you have not made those covenants, I think he's calling out to you to come make those covenants with him. And verse 5, it says, "Let us walk in the light of the Lord." And if you go up higher, you'll walk with him higher. It says, "We will walk in his paths. He will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. Let us walk in the light of the Lord." So this is an invitation for all. If you haven't received your temple endowment, you should make it a goal to do that. Do whatever it takes to do that. I think things are going to get really hard soon in the world, and you want that extra strength. It's called endowment of power. There's a really cool book that talks about the temple and how the ancients did it. It's just a really interesting book, but it helps you understand what you're doing in the temple more and the significance, because the temple is just full of symbolism, but all the symbolism comes back to Jesus Christ. So, I guess this is my message. Go to the temple if you have not. And if you have, keep going there.